What's cracking? Welcome to another episode of Choppin' It Up. I am your host, Dro, and I'm here today with a familiar face that y'all know from Straight Pod. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
The name's Gabe, a.k.a. Flanders with the Z.
And making his debut to Mixer, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
OG Mike T.
OG Mike T. Nothing more, none less. As I said in episode 1, this show is I'm just curating to sit down with people who I believe, belong behind a mic. You don't necessarily got to be selling nothing or having a business. Just if we've ever had any type of, intellectual convo, anything that I feel like, man, it's probably help somebody out there or just make you laugh, So we're going to kick this shit off, starting with Mike. So you are a journeyman bouncer from back in the day.
Yes.
You've hit up, how many clubs did you bounce at?
Starting originally, I only worked like about a month at the Agenda. That's back in the day. Did that one temporarily.
Hold on, what does that mean? A journeyman? Is that?
It means you worked your way from the bottom to the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I did start at the very bottom. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, my first year, I was like, checking IDs and whatnot.
Like at house parties and shit?
No. Oh, how I really got into bouncing was with the stripper gig.
What?
Yeah, the ones that used to do the bachelor parties. Yeah, those are the ones that needed a driver at the time, and that's how I got.
They
into
just
bouncing
confided in you, or did they know you like on another tip?
No, well, see, I was working as I was working in the meat department one time, and then a hot redhead came in, but she was with her boyfriend. And long story short, we were talking, and she's like, "Hey, are you interested in any part-time work?" And like literally the whole my department got quiet, like because my roommate at the time was working with me. He stopped chopping meat, and like everybody got. And she noticed it. She's like, "Here's my number. Call me later." And then when I called her after work to find out that she was a dancer, the one that did the bachelor parties. So she got me into my first gig, and it was quite the experience.
You got free dances and shit?
Well, yeah, I did it. That was just a good supplement.
That was your first form of payment?
Yeah, well, it was with one of them. The other one was she was a good friend of mine, though. The one that actually got me into it, Amber, if she ever happens to see this, though, she was awesome. Me and her smoked pot togetger.
So was it like
that's the best type of relationship.
Oh, and she was like, I treated her like a sister.
Wait, so was it like like you said, it was a transition from this to that? Like, was it like huge to you, or like you kind of already been through certain shit in your life where it's like, it kind of was a smooth transition?
For me, it was a smooth transition because, I grew up on the streets, so I was always like in and out of like fights or whatnot. And you got to have like a certain temperament for it at the same time too. You can't just go in gung ho like I could kick everybody's ass. That's not the right mentality. It's good to have that confidence, but don't overexert it.
Yeah.
The confidence went a long ways. I was always confident in myself.
No, yeah, because trust me, I feel like hell no, I can't do that shit.
It's not
actually just because he brought it up. While Mike is the journeyman bouncer, we also have a situational bouncer here by the name of Flanders with a Z. And I'm gonna tell you, like, just real quick. It's a quick story, but so we were at my niece's Halloween party. Shouts to Jasmine, and we was knocking some back. When you have like those family functions where you are just like in a fucking race to get faded.
Yeah.
And then you reach the finish. You reach the finish line before you expected to. So Flan was, a little out of his mind, but he was
already at the finish line waiting for you guys to get there.
He was still self-aware to see when some wrong is happening.
That's good.
So there's this dance floor outside, and the DJ, this DJ was, he had his girlfriend there. And what I remember seeing, because I happened to be out there when this went down, I just seen a bunch of ice flying in the air before I seen Flanders walk up to this guy. Why don't you tell them what happened from there?
Like I said, I don't remember. I just remember. I don't. Like I said, I don't know what he said.
You confronted him and said, "Don't throw ice at her."
Oh yes, I was
a gentleman.
Yes,
and
I was being a save a hoe. Yeah. Okay.
No, you're being a gentleman.
He was in a public DV mode, so he starts to grab Flanders by the neck and just into the wall, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're going at it, but it wasn't nothing like super threatening. Because I was like,
but it's physical.
It got physical. I handed my drink to Jasmine. I'm gonna hold my drink, man. Let me just grab this guy away from him. Just separated them. So then We put Flan in the living room. He's just fucking like pumped. like he doesn't know what the fuck just happened.
Adrenaline.
And then my niece comes in and she's just like, yo, you did a good thing tonight, because I guess it turns out that the girl he threw ice at, she went and told everybody that, yeah, he's super abusive and that she's been trying to get out of that relationship.
Oh, good.
So they got him the fuck out of there. And got her,
they separated him?
The help, yeah, that she
good.
needed and shit. So ultimately, it was all for a good
Something
cause.
good came out. Good.
No, but
good on these Flanders.
No, it just sucks. Like I don't remember. I don't know. Like
but it's a natural thing for you.
No, it genuinely is. Like I grew up on all women. Like literally, people, the women that raised me were like cousins and aunts and whatever. And just like I'll admit, sometimes I'm a fucking little bitch sometimes, but when it comes to like women like in danger, it's like,
hey, I'm the same way, bro.
I don't know why,
it's
like,
automatic reaction.
Another story. my mom had to that. My mom, he used to stay at my mom's pad, right?
Well, that's another story.
So they had a roommate, this girl roommate that had this punk ass boyfriend that one night came over and just started banging on the back door of my mom's house and shit. And from what I heard, Flanders here came out with a bat and was all up in his fucking face, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, my sister knows him, and she does kind of tease him, like, oh, you're a dork and everything. She's like, man.
That was a different side of Flanders. I didn't know
I
was there.
I've never seen that side of Flanders.
One time she gave me credit. No, yeah, because I just came out there with I guess I don't know what came over me. It was just like, I came out with the bat. I was just like, and just straight up was like, "What's up, dude?" You
don't have to repeat what you said in anger. We never do a good job of that because we either say more. We never good at repeating.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Especially when
all I
you're
remember
in the
is just confronting him, just like, what's up?
You remember the bits and pieces that
from
counted.
there it was just
yes.
Again, yeah, I was black. I wasn't blacked out, but it was just.
Oh, were you drunk that night? I don't.
No, I was. We were drinking. Like,
okay, but you weren't like
back in the stage where me and Mario was finally drinking, or not finally drinking, but just drinking. But no, I was. But again, it was just. I don't know. I saw her crying. It was just this fucking thing that came over me. Just like
that will trigger me. That will definitely trigger me.
It's a trigger for any man.
Like you said, when you got into it, it was the strippers and everything. Mm-hmm. So I know your thing was just take flight when it came to that specific line of work where women are threatened in the parking lot. They basically take the risk every night of dancing on some weirdo that might meet them at their car trying to.
Oh no, but these are the ones that actually did the part. Like you had to book them.
Oh, okay.
To go to the bachelor parties. So I was going to like apartments, houses, hotel rooms.
Hey, no lie. I always felt like
a dangerous situation.
Those are way more dangerous.
Oh, they were
because you're going to their lair.
And that's the thing.
You don't know what they got going on waiting.
I always went in, like I said, back then I'm like right now I'm 225, but back then I was 250, so I was a little bit more bigger. I was working out at the time. And so I would come in, I always establish my presence. Like I'm always coming in cool, and the whole trick was you always got to find out who was like the friends of like who's throwing the party, right? Those are the guys that I end up like, hey, what's going on? Once you get friends with them, and shit happens, automatically they're the ones that are the first buffer to like, whoa, what the fuck? They're the ones that start trying to and I don't have to do it. What's that?
Like the main organizer, like the dude?
Yeah, their friends are the ones because mind you, because the organizers could probably be the ones getting fucked up because he's the one that's the bachelor or the birthday boy or whatnot.
Right.
So his job is just to get messed up. Their friends and his friends' job is to keep them safe, right? Yeah. So they're not, if they start getting disrespectful or anything, like one of them gets too drunk and gets like a little too handsy with the dancer, then I could do my job. But then their friends are like, hey, get your fucking hands off of them, Then I had to get into bouncer mode, but then like I'll look at the friends that I was associating with. It was a natural thing to establish that. They would jump up right away and get in their faces like, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? Right. They were doing my job for me, but at the same time I'm getting her stuff ready to like, let's go. Let's head out to the car.
It seems like it's when you're more calculated about it, things probably run smoother.
Oh yeah.
Versus like you said, I'm just gonna show up as the big man and try to use my size to intimidate everybody.
It doesn't work. No. And when you go in with a positive attitude, I always come in with a smile, shake everybody's hands. How are you doing? I get to know them on the first day. So right away, they're thinking, okay, well, this guy's not a fucking, he's not an asshole. Because I've been in bachelor parties where the guys come in and, anybody do anything? I got this right here to fucking even out the odds. Like, you don't show them what you got. Number one, even if I'll be honest with you, I never carried a gun with me. I always carried a pocket knife with me because, just being Native American Latino at the same time, that's just natural to have that on you just in case. But I was never in a position where I had to I had to pull it out or nothing. I was always confident in myself and my training and whatnot. That got me out of it. Oh, well then what? It has to be put out, but then it has to taste blood, and then it has to be put back away.
No, he's talking about when we go to like events and he takes
I heard.
I heard because I keep on forgetting it's on my pants.
You forgot to leave it in the car, right?
Yeah.
You told me about that. You told me about that one.
Have you ever been in like a club where there was a knucklehead that was starting shit, and so, like another vigilant, club goer, not a bouncer, took them out? Obviously you have to throw them both out, or did you ever like pardon the dude who was?
That's what happens. We have to throw them out for the night, but they are always welcome back the next night.
And you guys are cool.
Yeah, because a lot of the times they're doing us a favor by I've had people spit on us, and that's like, and mind you, we got cameras everywhere, so we can't. At that time, we were not as much as we wanted to. So we had our little gangsters at the time. That we showed them love all the time by like letting them in, getting them, hooking them up with the tables and whatnot.
You're enforcers.
So they would just look like they run behind the guys that did it. And I'm not gonna lie, and they point behind them, and I just give them the nod. And they're like, all right. They follow them to the garage and they beat the shit out of them. Come back and show us a video like, hey, look at that guy right there. I'm like, oh, that's that motherfucker that spit on us. He's like, yeah, well, he's spitting teeth out after.
Fucking A.
So no, I mean, I got some crazy stories, man. But you show the right people the right respect. And they show it right back to you when you need it the most,
Of course.
That was a good example on my part because as much as I wanted to stomp them, I'm not going to jail though, and it's a bad image.
How do you diffuse disrespect without violence?
Oh, so it's the Dalton way. And if people are wondering what the Dalton way is, it's the Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze. And I'm not going to lie, when I saw that back when I was a teenager, when I was younger, I'm not going to lie, like I loved his philosophy on it because he knew he was badass enough to where he didn't have to show it off, but unless you had to be, you have to be nice until it's time not to be nice.
On like some Buddhist shit or whatever, he literally just, as long as he knows he could just diffuse them, he doesn't do nothing. But as soon as he knows they're like a threat, he's like, fuck.
Well, then at that point it's self-defense.
Like, I have to.
It's basically self-defense.
But then they're gonna remember the fact that I remember the last time this guy was calm and cool, and I pushed him too far and he ended up kicking my fucking ass. I don't want to have to find out again.
Bro, you had to fucking kill somebody. Like he straight snapped their fucking neck because they wouldn't stop. And he fucking cried over it. Like fuck. Like I fucked up. Like Batman. Or Superman. Like I can't believe I had to do it. Because
thankfully you have never been in that situation. Right?
No,
you went too far.
I'm talking about the movie.
Patrick Swayze's version was more violent than that. He fucking got the dude's fucking throat and ripped it
out.
Oh,
there we go. He's I don't want to say how he did
the eagle claw. No, I've wanted to do that before, but I've never. I've restrained myself enough.
That motherfucker had me going.
They had it coming. Especially the ones that put hands on women. And I'm like, it's like the ones I really have to control myself with, but. It's self-control at the end of the day. Okay,
so speaking of movies, so Mike was doing a couple auditions the other day. You care to fill us in with that one? What movies was it?
It was just virtual auditions.
Virtual auditions for what? What movies was it?
Scary Movie 6.
What?
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, with Mark.
and then Tyler Perry Scott. What's his name? The one that did the old black lady, Medea. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Tyler Perry.
For
like a show you said on Netflix. Yeah. Netflix. Yeah. So how did you get into that?
Just saw something online one time and I applied for it, and sure enough, I got hooked up with one of the agencies, and they share your profile with other casting agencies too, and then you'll get direct emails sometimes from actual casting directors.
So have you never done on-camera acting?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
I've done.
No,
not yet.
So right now.
That'd be awesome.
Right now.
This is actually my first time sitting down in front of a mic and a camera. Yes. This is the first. Oops, excuse me. This is the first.
So there was,
as you can tell.
So there's this one thing. One time, me and Mike were going to this beer garden in Redwood City. On the way back, he's telling me about these techniques. Because I was telling him. When we pod, sometimes we get a little dyslexic, maybe because everyone's drinking. Oh. So he has this technique that your friend?
Acting coach, too.
It's an acting coach.
Well, he was the director of the Othello that we're doing, but he had a really good technique for getting you ready for your lines.
Oh, man. I tried it. We tried it in the car. Let me see if we can nail this. I want to see if
I'm going to do it to Flanders first, okay?
All right, let's try it out. So go ahead. So Flanders. Explain it first.
So it's going to help you, like I said, it slows down, what you want to say when you say it, okay? So say this 5 times in a row, okay? Red leather, yellow leather. 5 times in a row.
Red.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Yes.
Red, yellow, leather.
You see what I mean? So it makes you focus on what comes out.
Damn, that is hard.
Red. Oh man, I'll try.
Come on, 5 times in a row.
I'm a rapper. I used to rap.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather.
You got to make it. You have to make it flow. It
Red,
comes out easier.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Ugh, almost.
You almost had it.
I get to like number 4. Okay, give us this.
Leather, red, yellow.
And
red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
It's the timing, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to go too fast.
But there's one more too.
Okay, let's hear it.
Unique New York. 5 times in a row.
Unique New York. 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 Unique New York.
Oh, almost had New York.
Yeah, dude, you got that.
Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York.
Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique. Okay, unique New York.
Your tongue ties up.
How about this? Unique. Just take a minute. Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
There you go.
Got it. I think I'm ready to get back on the mic.
Yeah, that one makes it flow a little easier.
Yeah, no, dude. Word play.
But red leather, yellow leather is the one that stumbles everybody.
Red. I told him this one. XLR cord.
Oh God, I can't do that one. XLR cord.
XLR cord.
Yeah, this thing that's connected to our mics.
XLR
it's an XLR cord.
XLR cord. XLR cord. XLR cord.
Dude, Mike, I'm telling you, you're ready for the fucking big screen, man. I'm telling you.
It's just a matter of getting the call back.
Well, we're going to take a quick little break.
Yeah.
Right back. All right, so I wanted to get into something a little different on this episode. I'm sitting across from 2 gentlemen who prefer to think outside the box when it comes to the unexplained. And being that we in October, I want to dive into a bag that I've been wanting to get into in the podcast world, which is actually one of my favorite topics, paranormal activity. Do y'all believe in the afterlife, and do y'all have any experiences with paranormal shit? Let's start with Mike.
So myself personally, I've experienced it where I've seen full body apparitions since an early time, but it started with my dad's side. Like my dad, we're Native Americans on my dad's side of the family. So he used to tell me stuff that he saw when he was younger. And then I remember getting older, starting seeing the same shit he was. And one of the first things I saw as a kid, let's see. Well, the kid stuff I could say for later, but the stuff as an adult, it was one of the times I was up in Oregon at the time. I was working up about for 2 weeks at the time. I was in a big warehouse. And long story short, though, I was walking back. And I could hear footfalls behind me. And when I turned around and looked, there was a guy that was wearing our technician smock at the time, barreling down on me, like doing a full-on sprint. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I spun to my left. And to this day, I always wondered what would happen if I would have squared up with him. Because by the time I did I spun around and looked, he was gone. And so I was tripping out. I went back to the area that I was at because, mind you, I was working from California, working in Oregon at the time, happened to have business, moved back to Milpitas. The guy that was helping me coordinate it, when I described the guy to him, he's like, let me stop you right there. He goes, you're the first person to ever describe that guy to a T, from his scraggly beard, his square glasses, and he always wore green corduroy fucking pants. Apparently the guy ended up killing himself in the bathroom where the employees and the drivers, like UPS drivers or FedEx drivers, it was a bathroom that they used. That's the bathroom he went in and killed himself. Yeah. So drivers would see him. When they come in, they wash their hands, and they would look in the mirror, and they would see him standing by the door, but his back would be towards him all the time. He's all, you're the first person that actually described him to a T. I'm like, well, that motherfucker was barreling down, right on me. I scared the shit out of me. I literally jumped.
Your body had a screenshot.
Yeah, literally, I jumped. I'm not going to lie. I did the little hop, oh, shit, the little hop scared, and turn around. And then he told the ladies, hey, Mike saw, I forgot his name. They all looked. And I forgot to mention, because the area that we're at, there was a bunch of Latina ladies that worked there. Mm. And by all their workstations, they had the candles, with the Jesus candles all burning.
Oh, shit.
And so this is my first day, so I didn't have time to register, man, they're really pious here. They're very religious. Uh-huh. And then I found out that they see him all the time.
Oh, shit.
And the way the warehouse is set up.
Called him there.
Oh, no, well, no, they put him up to prevent him from, doing whatever. Because they would say they would be at their desk, and they would look up. And the aisles that we're at, because the racks were set up where you could see in between them, they said they would see him like looking in between the aisles, looking at them. You know, because they all knew who he was. You know, and they're like, then once he told me, like, hey, he saw him. They're like, oh, what are you looking at? I gave him the whole description. And
Shit's crazy.
And that was my first day of 2 weeks there. Okay.
Yo, and it was my last day.
Well, it would have been, but I needed the job. Mind you, I was in Oregon too, so I had to complete my assignment. Unfortunately, I had no choice.
No, yes, I believe.
Hey, but hold on. So I was going to ask you guys something, guys. Have you guys ever heard of a doppelganger?
Yes.
So everybody knows what a doppelganger is,
yes.
right? And for those that don't know what a doppelganger is, it's a German word for like your other self. It means that you could be in one place and someone could see you in another place, and they know it's you. And so I actually saw my brother's doppelganger, and I ain't bullshit. My brother dabbles in some shit that he shouldn't have, because when we were talking about religion, I had a cousin that was a Satanist, actually, a full-on Satanist, not the one that did, curses. I mean, not the one that did sacrifices. He did curses, but he gave my brother this one thing to read backwards, and my brother fucked around with it. So he brought some evil into his life. To this day, he still has that with him, okay? And so he told me what happened, what he did, and it took him a while before he did so. When him and I were both staying here during the summer back in like the early 90s, we were staying at my aunt's house. And so I remember walking back in, and when I was walking in, my aunt had like a glass screen door, and I could see my brother sitting there, right? He's just looking ahead. I'm like, oh. I come in, I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? Where's everybody at? And I'll never forget, like him just sitting there, and he turned around and looked at me, right? And he started smiling, right? And automatically, I started getting this like violent urge, like I'm starting getting like mad, like that. I'm like, what the fuck? What's so funny? He sees me getting mad. His smile starts getting bigger, and I'm like, he's feeding off my anger. I didn't realize this till I got older. I'm like, I'm getting madder now. I'm like, what the fuck's so fucking funny? And now he's like shaking his head, smiling, like, yeah, that's what I want, right? Like, I'm standing over him, mind you. I'm all, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And so he kept he kept looking at me, and I like this fucking asshole. So I started walking towards the kitchen, and then I remember when I went to open the refrigerator door, I looked over my shoulder to the right, and like he's still sitting down, and he still like looked past the wall, and now this like his smile is like the Joker, and I ain't kidding you, like his like it's like ear to ear smile now, and he's looking right at me, and he's shaking his head. Now I'm fucking full on rage. I'm like, you motherfucker! I slammed the refrigerator door, and I spun around. I'm ready to charge him now. But as I'm walking to, by the time I turn around, he's gone. And so I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And mind you, my aunt's apartment's really small. Looked around, and by the time I'm coming back, he's walking in the door now. And so like I'm already charging him. All, you think you're fucking funny now? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Mike? I'm like, you were sitting there smiling like you were being an asshole and shit. What's so funny? He's all, Mike, whoa. I've been at the fucking corner store playing video games for like the last hour and a half, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And when I took time to realize what he was wearing a San Jose Sharks, tank top, all in black, compared to the opposite of who I saw sitting on the couch. It was all in white. White jeans, white shirt. And so it dawned on me. When it dawned on me, my mind literally, this is what happens when you dealt with something paranormal. You could hear your brain literally fucking arguing with itself. You fucking saw that. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. You could hear your own voice arguing. I might sound like I flipped my lid, but I was like that for like almost a week. Like, I know I saw that. It traumatized me to the point where I put it in the back of my mind until my brother brought it up not so long ago, and I got pissed off at him. I'm like, I started shaking when I remember, like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And when I had time to like digest it, I just sat there and I just started shaking. Like when everything came into play, I seen him sitting there with that smile. I full on had a panic attack. When I got out and went out and started yelling, you fucking asshole, you made me remember that shit. I forgot about that for a reason, That shit traumatized me.
It's crazy though the way you describe that shit. I've had dreams where it's a similar effect, right? It might be sleep paralysis or just a fucked up dream where there is something super evil smiling at me, right? Except I combat it because I smile back at the shit and I try to out evil the motherfucking thing. Now, am I an evil person?
That's pretty wicked,
I don't
but
know,
it works.
But I dare you, try me, because it's.
Does it work?
It honestly, it's kind of how you described it. It creates this rage, right? Where it's almost like it's baiting you to do it. Either you're gonna be scared of it, or you're gonna.
It's some kind of raw emotion that they feed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's raw energy that they need.
But I never win.
Good or bad.
I never win. Every time I try to get up and move, I'm on the floor, and then I'm back on my back
That's
again.
happened to me before, dude.
You're
not going to win.
Move. Yeah, you can't win.
You're not going to win.
If I could piggyback on that, like again, yeah, I'm the fucking king of fucking sleep paralysis, dude. Like I always fucking wake up and like that feeling of like just a demon sitting on your chest, or they're just on your corner of your door, just looking at you like, and you fucking can't move, and that's the scariest shit. You're just like you feel like you can't breathe. It's scary. It's this craziest shit, like, dude. But it got to the point where like I'm so used to it, where like, again, funny enough, I'm just like, what's up motherfucker? What's up, demon?
Well, I mean, like, it's crazy. We're just so desensitized these days, where I feel like if people did see a fucking apparition these days, like if they didn't get their phone, they're more pissed that they didn't fucking
capture
get it on video. Like
we're memorizing it.
We're so desensitized because when these things were happening, and I'll get into my ghost stories next, but when these things happen, that was just our experience and our experience only. We could only keep that to us and the people around us. Right. Whereas now you could just get on there and it's like, that shit's AI. That shit's that's, you know. Or I've heard a scarier story or seen a scarier movie. Like there's no such thing as scary these days, really.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Except for everyone losing their Wi-Fi.
No, don't. That's what I was trying to like get at. Like, so here's the mythology. If you're baptized, the devil has to fucking travel to earth or to heaven just to ask God, like, hey, can I mess with this guy? Like no, or you can say yes or no, whatever. But unless if you're baptized in the name of Jesus Christ, like you're in a sense of like a sacred covenant. Like, nope, this guy's safe. I feel like that's why I don't go through certain like crazy shit, because I was baptized and like I never experienced the shit that like everyone always tells me, like, fuck, I never seen that shit.
You know why though too? Because a lot of the times though too, like it's the place that you can be at too. I mean, so you've probably been fortunate enough not to be any place that's had that residual effects. You know,
energy. You talking about?
Because
trust me, I've been in places where it's like I know there's.
But then, I mean, like, if you have the energy to draw.
Let me go ahead and jump into this. So one of my sisters lived in this 2-bedroom apartment that had like this haunted room, right? I guess the girl who lived there before her was into some like demonistic shit, right? And like I spent the night in this room one time, and I was just awakened at night with this sharp pain on my side and like sleep paralysis. Like there was like this menacing energy hovering over me, and you know. So my niece, that used to be her room, you know, one time she was just standing at the doorway with like this sinister ass look on her face, and my sister had to pull her out, you know, out of the room before she snapped out of it and shit, you know. So this is where I see my first like real apparition. One night I'm at my sister's pad, right? I'm in the living room. I'm watching TV, and in my peripheral, I see someone coming out of the dark room, the evil room, and go into the dark kitchen. I didn't think nothing of it, right? There's 3 people in the house. But then I see my sister walk out of her room, and she looks into the dark room, turns the light on, and then goes to the kitchen and turns the light on and goes, "Did you just see somebody walk into the kitchen right now?" I said, "Yeah, I thought it was Linda." "Not the fuck, Linda's in the shower." She's like banging on the door. She's like, "Hey, do you have a fucking guest here?" Like, "No." "Dude, what the fuck?" I'm like, "Okay, what did you see?" She said, we saw the same shit. It was a fucking dude with a gray hoodie on and some jeans. Couldn't really, like, the hoodie was covering the face. But again, it was one of those things where it wasn't out of the ordinary. If I was by myself, yeah, I would have. But what the fuck? But because it's like your brain registers it as somebody that's in the house, or maybe at the time there probably was her guy friend was in the room. There was no, you know, you didn't bat an eye because you didn't think until someone else sees it and confirms, "Bro, there's only 3 of us in here. Who the fuck?" And then my sister, she got a shower, just like, "You guys are fucking with me, aren't you?" Like, they're trying to like, "No, dude, I put that on everything. If my sister's here, she could confirm it." But yeah, that was like the most vivid like experience seeing it. But it was that same apartment. My aunt lives in there now. Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta find out how she's doing.
I should ask her. Like,
make sure she doesn't have like she's not aware of her, or she's aware of her. Her roommate that she's not supposed to be aware of.
Exactly, the uninvited roommate.
The one that makes his presence known when he wants.
Oh man, yeah, I don't play with that, man. Like, but that was it. I mean, that was the only time since then that I seen something as clear as day like that, you know. And you know, like you said, it's the area that you're in, like the energy. That's there.
Okay, so I got last one for this one though too is a Ouija board.
Cool.
Okay. So this is when we're living in Merced. And it was like myself, my brother, my two sisters, and our neighbor Nadia. And Nadia she was the cool black girl that grew up in the neighborhood with all the Mexicans. So she was basically Mexican herself. So she came over one time. She's like, "Hey, I got a Ouija board, guys." We're like, "Oh shit!" We all go in my mom and dad's room because they had the biggest room in the house. It was towards the back, and we opened it up. We read some of the instructions, mind you. We didn't finish the instructions. We just read how to get it going. So we did the whole, hi. So if someone's here, say hi. So I said hi, and all of a sudden, like we started asking, like, is there a ghost here? And it started doing its own crazy shit when we're on it. And then all of a sudden, I ain't kidding, because we had candles lit. There was like a gust of wind in the room, and like all the candles blew out, right? And we freaked out. We all ran out, but mind you, we didn't end the session. We didn't say goodbye. So it was still open. I went in there, took the board, didn't think nothing because we didn't finish the rules. That same night, my brother and I heard like something like walking up on the roof, right? I didn't care. It sounded like it had like long nails, like it was walking. And so like we're like, fuck. This is him and I used to share the room back then. So the very next day, I'm getting ready to go to the store, and as I open the door, right sitting there, like right in front of our house, was like the most beautiful white German Shepherd I ever seen in my life. Big, beautiful dog, just pure white, just looking up at me. And I'm like, "Hey, buddy." Noticed he didn't have a collar, and I put my hand out so he could smell, and he sniffed my hand, and he started licking it. And so I stepped back, and he comes in the house, and he starts going to the kitchen, and my mom's cooking, and she's like, "Whose dog is that?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's just sniffing everywhere. He's sniffing the kitchen. He sniffed the garage door. And he literally went to the living room and went straight to the hallway and went to every single room, like my sister's room, my parents' room, and our room. Sniffed all the doors. Came right back out. Went to the front door. Put himself outside and just planted himself, like facing the opposite direction, like in front of the door. I was like, what the hell? So I came back in. I gave him some water, got him a can of dog food, right? So the very next day, my parents are gone. They go do their shopping. It's towards like the evening time. So it's just siblings, like there's 5 of us in the living room. And again, we hear the same thing on the roof again. Something walking around. My sister's hear it now, not just me and my brother. We're like, what the fuck is that? And we could hear it. It starts to run. Like you hear something starting to run now, like full, like. So we follow it, and right when we get to the front window, and you could believe this. When I got nothing to lose by talking about it. But right when we got there and we looked up, I just seen the biggest, it was like Marmaduke, a big black dog, just like coming down on all fours off the top of our roof, and it landed. And we were like in shock because this thing was freaking big. And it turned around and looked at us because when it landed, it was facing that way. And it turned around and it was like red eyes, big, pitch black, big, like a big ass dog. And we're just freaking out like, what the fuck? And before we knew it, that white dog that we forgot about, went into action, went at it with them. They're tumbling, they're tussling, they're going, and then the bigger black dog was getting the best of it. So me and my brother went out there and I'm not afraid that much no more. I'm running up, I'm about to go kick it, and the fucking dog looked back at me, right, the big black one. That was the opening that white dog needed. It fucking locked in on his neck. And so right when it starts locking in, like the big dog starts getting dragged. So now the white dog reverses position, and now he's on top, like going for its neck. The big black dog boasts out of it, and it starts running down the street with the white dog right on it. And we used to live in a cul-de-sac back then in Merced, where it was at the edge of the town where like literally the country started right where our street ended. And I'll never forget just watching like that black dog running out towards where we couldn't see him, and the white dog right on him. And I never saw that dog again. So that's the way I interpret it, was like it was a literal manifestation of good versus evil. Because we fucked around with shit we shouldn't have fucked with. I'm thinking that was like a guard, like one of our family members, a guardian angel or something. That pure white, dude, beautiful dog, like I said, and it was there for us, particularly, like for our family. Like it literally sniffed everywhere to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be at.
That's crazy.
And you can ask my siblings; they will vouch for it with me as well.
Again, I always go like, there's stories you hear where they're similar to like things that have been like put out there. I don't know if you guys remember Marsh Road.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
the tale of the girl that follows the cars out of like Milpitas and shit. And I have personal friends, that people that don't know each other, with the same story, that they went out there, where you kind of think like, well, maybe you heard the story, or maybe you just want to say you were part of it, or you thought you saw something. But other than like, if it's something really specific, you know what I mean? Like I never like question its credibility, because it's like it's so random. I could have just said, the ghost ran out the room and just attacked me, and then fucking, like, nah, I just walked into the kitchen. But that's some not normal shit. That's paranormal,
Something that doesn't happen to everybody every day.
Yeah. So you just got to take that and be like, well, there's two of you that saw it. If it was just one, it's just like maybe my imagination put that memory there or whatever. But no, my sister saw it. That was real action of her turning the light on and coming and checking.
She was responding to what she saw.
She saw, yeah.
She saw something that got her attention.
I saw, yeah. Like, we were not fucking tripping.
That was a full-on manifestation.
That was, yeah.
It was a full body apparition. Excuse me. It was a full body. Those are the ones I see when I see them. Like I don't see like the Casper ones where you can see through them. So, yeah, I see the full body ones, man. Like literally, like they're there 1 second, they're gone the next.
Okay, let me switch it up a little bit. So I've had experiences where I thought it was some paranormal shit. Now
those happen all the time.
Bugging, right? So the one I have, there's a recent one and then one back in the day. So back in the day, I had this girlfriend. She's Native American, right? And I was never allowed in her house for a lot of reasons, right? But she snuck me in one night, So we're in her room. And it's late night. I'm just gonna crash out and I think wake up dumbass early and sneak out, right?
Before the parents wake up.
Yeah, so she's sleeping, and then suddenly I just hear her. And I'm like, is that drumming? And I'm like, yo. And I'm like trying to wake her up. And she's like, what? I'm like, you hear that noise? I think your ancestors don't want me here.
That's the war drums.
Goes, what? She goes, that's a drumming. She goes, that's the fucking laundry machine. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, it's on the other side of her room. I'm like, God damn it.
Imagination got the best of you.
Yeah, it did. I ain't gonna lie. That shit got me. I was just like, fuck. They sounded like drums. She's like, you're stupid as fuck. And I think I probably slowed them down for dramatic effect, but it was a fucking laundry machine.
It was the ghost drums.
Yeah, so I was just like, fuck. Hey, but you know what? I don't know why it's thumping, but I'm not the only person to think hearing a loud thump at night and a continuous one is probably, something that's not good.
You don't want to like tie it in, right?
Right. So the second experience was at my old place at Lamplighter, right? And it's just me and my roommate. He lives in the front of the house. I'm in the back, right? So I'm on the phone with this girl, and I'm cupcaking with her. We're on the phone, and it's like 3 a.m. And then I just hear boom, 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 boom. And I have cameras, right? So I'm looking at my porch. I'm looking at my driveway, and I'm like, and she goes, I heard that shit right now. And I was like, dude, there's nothing outside. It sounds like someone's banging on the side of the house. And she's like, that's the fucking devil right now. It's 3 a.m, right? And I'm like, oh, shit.
The witching hour.
Yeah, so I'm like tripping, right? So couple nights later, again, I'm like chilling. I'm awake, and it's late. And then here it is again. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, all right, fuck this. I grabbed my phone, and I called my roommate. I was like, hey, he's like, what's up? I'm like, you awake? He's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, do you hear that banging sound? Yeah. I was like, dude, what the fuck is that? He's all, it's me. Apparently, beneath our subfloor, because it was a mobile home, there were some critters underneath it that kept waking him up in the middle of the night. So he's banging on the floor to try to fucking scare them away and shit. I'm like, motherfucker, you had me going, bro. Like, I thought, shit, bro. Because
the spirits were trying to come in.
They told me that house was haunted because somebody had passed away in it before I moved in, and they were always fucking with us. But no, that night, that shit got me. I was like, oh fuck, they were probably right.
There's some truth behind it.
Yeah, no, getting spooked and it being like false alarm. Yeah, no, that's fucking crazy. But anyways, what's the most haunted place you've been to?
Ooh.
Like, have y'all been to the Winchester?
No, dude, I'm a lifelong resident. I've never been there. I'm all Mr. Paranormal, and you would have think I would have been the first person to go. No.
I did inventory there one Saturday,
and
I fucking dropped something that broke. And I was like, I didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't see that fly off the fucking wall.
You got to check the cameras.
I was like,
they check it. You like with your music on. You album it off the counter by accident.
Yo, that was not me.
It was Sarah Winchester.
Okay, man. Flanders got absolutely no stories. You don't even hear anybody, like anyone around you that had one.
It's not that. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, it's in my belief, the fact that I've been baptized, I feel like there's certain things that God doesn't allow me to see. If that makes sense. Like,
but it's not just that though. Too, a lot of the times too, it's tied in with the bloodline.
No,
like a lot of families, certain families see certain things.
True.
To be honest with you,
I'm telling my cousins have told me some crazy ass shit, and I'm always telling I never see it. Like why am I not allowed to see it or experience it? But
like I said, you probably have
my
been in
cousins
those
are telling
spots.
me vividly, fucking shit that I was there with them, and they're telling me vivid stories. I'm like, I didn't see anything. Like, dude,
You were probably too young to remember.
No, I was 14, 15. Again, at the peak of my Christianity. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like as a Christian, like, there's certain shit that God doesn't allow you to see because you're not ready for it. Like, in terms, I guess, I'm not ready to see certain shit that you guys could handle. Like, I feel like if I saw that shit, I'd fucking, freak the fuck out and fucking go nuts.
I'm telling you, you're gonna hear your brain arguing with itself.
Like, that's why I feel like God doesn't allow me to see certain shit. Like,
okay, so then
He doesn't allow me to see that spiritual wars that you guys are talking about.
Is that why
I'm not ready for
is this why you hate scary movies?
I don't like scary movies because what I saw, like, I feel like a lot of that shit is real, and I feel like people just take it as a joke.
We're watching.
Like, you guys think like Exorcist is a joke or just a movie? Like,
oh, fuck no! I didn't think that was a joke at all.
Places.
Was it the original one with the
Yes.
with the added when she did the spider walk down the stairs?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, as old as that movie is, does it not hold up still to this day? As far as like the creep factor.
I don't fucking know. I never seen it ever again.
Oh, that's
We saw it once.
I'm telling you,
I
those
saw
are
it when
the
I was
best.
11 years old, and I never watched it ever again.
The movies like that, it's because people are like it has that one part in people's brain that like, what if that really happened? What supposedly happened? To each their own on that one.
Yeah.
Another little story. Like I've been in my house with my cousin where I literally was there because apparently she had to get I don't want to say it was an exorcism, but
A cleansing?
some shit
A
was
cleansing?
going on, dude. Where like we all had to get around her, and we all had to close our eyes, and I literally heard like that crazy fucking weird shit. Like I heard that weird growling like that. I don't know.
Unnatural, gurgle.
Yeah, like that weird growling. Like
it was coming from a girl. You said?
Yes, my cousin. My cousin was a.
So it sounded more of like a deep, something deeper. Like she couldn't, with me coming out of her throat, right?
Yes, that
like
she
more
couldn't
like
control. Like, and then just all I heard was just a. And then I just heard crying, just her crying like, oh. Just crying, and then I opened my eyes, and just everyone was like hugging her, like.
That sounds like one of those old school. Like I'm
what
not
I'm
saying
telling you, like-
no, it's not like one of those do-it-yourself kind of exercise. It's more of like every church and every religion has their way of like expelling bad spirits and energy.
Yeah, so that was my experience. It was like, fuck, that shit's crazy.
And to me, that counts as paranormal.
Yeah.
That's a paranormal story.
For sure.
All right, but yo, this has been chopping it up. Want to give a big thanks to OG Big Mike for pulling up, Flanders for assisting on this one, man. I think we had a pretty interesting episode for the month of October.
Quite the episode.
Definitely, man. Hey, y'all, if y'all sat through this to the end, man, I hope y'all get some good sleep tonight. Don't overthink too much. And
I hope y'all get fucking.
Boo.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Happy Halloween.
Peace.